How's it going? So, I just ran to the gas station and picked up a pack of Natural American Spirits because it's been a while since I've tried them. I remember they were not my favorite, but I'm trying to switch it up a little bit with what I'm smoking because I'm kind of sick of what I've been smoking. So, and when I was doing that, I was thinking about my smoking history. So I decided to talk about that. I started smoking basically when I was 15. Like, it was basically 16, but I started smoking like a month before I turned 16. So I was still 15, but like technically I was 16. Anyway, I remember the very first cigarette that I tried was a Pyramid Red 100s, and I remember it was kind of the grossest thing I've ever had. At the same time that it wasn't that gross. I don't know how to explain it. Like, unless you smoke, then you probably don't know what I mean. Like, I don't know, you see people smoking and you're like, oh god, you know, what's so great about that? That looks nasty. But like, and you know, it is kind of gross. You start smoking and it's not good, you know, it doesn't taste good. But I don't know. I just, yeah. So the reason I started smoking, I'm not gonna say names or anything, you know, nothing like that. I'm just gonna say a friend. I was with a friend. I still talk to them to this day, and I probably will talk to them for a very, very long time. But anyway, I was sitting with them at a park, and they took a pack from their mom because their mom had, like, you know, used to buy like cartons of cigarettes and stuff like that. So they stole a pack from their mom, and we were sitting at a park near my house, and they were all smoking one, you know, and they asked if I wanted one. And like, to be honest, smoking was something that I had wanted to try for a while, because a lot of people in my family like do smoke now, you know, and I can't even talk. I was kind of curious as to like why people smoked, you know, what was so great about it, and all that. So after refusing for a good 10-15 minutes, I was like, fine, you know what, I'll take them. So I took one, and I remember the very first cigarette that I ever smoked, I didn't inhale because I didn't fully understand what that was, you know. So I just like puffed on the cigarette, and you know, kind of thought I was all badass, but I didn't want to show it, whatever. And then I remember the second cigarette I had. For a while, there was this canal that was like right behind my house, and there was like this little spot right next to the water, and like next to this like little like rusty ass little like metal bridge thing with a big thing in the middle. I don't know, it was just like this really sketchy, scary bridge. It was right next to that, and me and that friend would sit there, and I remember then we would only have like one cigarette a day, and I would only smoke a cigarette if I was with them, because it was kind of something that I wasn't gonna do by myself just yet, you know. So I only did it with them, only one cigarette a day, and on the second cigarette I inhaled, and it was the weirdest feeling, because like, unless you've smoked before, then you don't know what it's like. So I don't know. It, like, the very first time you inhale a cigarette, it's really hard to explain the feeling of it. Like, I want to say like almost immediately you get lightheaded because you're not used to having like smoke in your lungs. So when there's smoke instead of air in your lungs, it's weird, and your brain's like, oh, you know, what the hell's going on here? I don't know. It was just weird. And then I remember after we finished that pack that they took from their mom, I ended up taking a pack from my mom, and my mom smokes. I don't think she still does, but she used to smoke these native cigarettes that she used to get at like a reservation that's about like 45 minutes away or whatever. And she used to get those, and she smokes lights and stuff. And I remember, like, because I was so used to smoking the full flavored reds that we had first, that when I got the lights, I lit it up and I took a drag and inhaled it, and I was like, oh my god, like, that's so smooth. Like, how can I, like, you know, is this even doing anything? So, like, I ended up smoking that cigarette, like, honestly, like, I hadn't smoked at all. I had been smoking for maybe, like, you know, a week or whatever. So by that time, my body wasn't, like, super used to any nicotine or anything like that. So with that light cigarette, I finished it in, like, a solid 2 minutes, I want to say, because it was so smooth, and I was like, oh god, you know, this is amazing. And I finished it, and then almost immediately after, I felt like complete shit. Like, that was the first time that nicotine had ever really, really hit me, you know, because, like, the first, like, pack I smoked, I took my time with it, because, you know, it was a little bit harsh on the throat, and I wasn't, like, super used to it. So, you know, I did take my time. You know, I kind of felt like a little bit lightheaded, but I didn't feel any nauseous or anything like that, like, you know, most people do with the first cigarette. So I remember how shitty I felt, and, like, it was just one little light cigarette that I finished too fast because I wasn't used to the nicotine, and my god, I remember I felt like shit. Like, almost immediately I went home and I just, like, laid in my bed for, like, solid, like, 4 hours before I fell asleep. And, like, god, it was like, that was probably the worst experience I've ever had. Like, to this day, I cannot smoke a light cigarette because of that. Like, unless it's a super special kind or whatever, and, like, I don't know. I'm just very picky with my light cigarettes now, and I cannot smoke one, like, the same kind that we took from my mom that one time, because, like, holy shit. Like, at first, it was so good, and then the more I smoked it, it was just, god. It was bad. So, and, you know, to this day, it's been like 2.5 years, you know, I'm gonna be 19 this year. So, yeah, I've been smoking ever since. You know, I didn't really start, like, smoking, like, a decent amount until I turned 18 and could buy them myself, you know, because, like, when I was 17, so, like, from the time I turned 16 to 17, like, that whole year, I did smoke, but it wasn't, it was really hard for me to get it because I didn't know a lot of people, because of the people that I could get it from, like, all the older people, you know, because I was still in high school at the time. So all the older people that I could get it from, I didn't want to deal with because I didn't like them, and they were into, you know, they drank and all that shit. They just wanted to, I don't know, just get fucked up, I guess, you know what I mean? And, like, I didn't want any part of that, so, you know, I don't know, I just didn't want to deal with them unless they absolutely had to. So, like, when I was 16, I ended up just, like, every time I would have someone buy me some cigarettes, I would have them just, like, pick me up a carton so I wouldn't have to deal with someone for quite a while, you know, because, like, at that time I only smoked, like, maybe 1 to 2 cigarettes a day for, like, that whole year. And it was a little bit after I turned 17. I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 months after I turned 17. That friend that I started smoking with, their mom bought us cigarettes for until, you know, they turned 18, because they turned 18 like a few months before I did. So, and then after that, they bought me cigarettes until I turned 18, and then, you know, that's pretty much how I got my cigarettes. You know, like, I did try to buy my own cigarettes one time, and I got shot down, and twice. I did it twice. I tried to buy my own cigarettes twice, and it didn't work either time, so I didn't worry about it or anything, and I just, you know, I was like, well, that's not gonna work and anything. And then, like, right after I turned 18, I went in there with my ID. I was all, like, proud and shit, and like, for the first, like, 4 months that I was actually, like, 18 and could buy cigarettes legally, like, I didn't even get carded. Like, I could go to, I don't know if you guys have like a Maverick or like a 7-Eleven or something, but like in my town we have a Maverick, which is a pretty big chain if you know what it is. And I didn't even get carded there, even if it was like the middle of the day, and like I don't know, I just didn't get carded, and it was the weirdest thing. But anyway, that's, you know, maybe I'll tell stories about when I tried to buy cigarettes for myself because I thought it was funny. Like, it was honestly really funny. So yeah, that's pretty much my smoking history. So yeah, I started smoking when I was like 16. I'm 18 now. I'm turning 19 this year. So it's been about 2 years, and yeah, honestly, like, smoking is one of those things where, like, when I really think about it, like, I probably could quit if I really wanted to, but it's one of those things where, like, with my shitty job and I don't know, just like with my job and everything going on in my life right now, smoking honestly is like the least of my worries. So that being said, I don't know, like, smoking, like, you know, there's all these anti-smoking things all over everything, and like, I understand that cigarettes are bad for you, but like, this is my choice, you know. Like, I don't know, I'm not supporting smoking cigarettes. Like, honestly, if I had the chance to go back and I never smoked a cigarette at all, I think that I would honestly be doing worse things now. So, you know, cigarettes, like, yeah, they're bad, but I could be doing worse things, and that's how I see it, you know. And like, I don't know. So yeah, that's basically my smoking history. So if you want me to elaborate on the times that I tried to buy cigarettes myself, I went to this shitty market, and then I went to this other place that I heard you could get like cigarettes from, and like underage and blah blah blah, whatever. Anyway, I've already rambled on for a good 12 minutes, so I think I'm gonna go. And yeah, that's my smoking history. See you guys later.